Hey Gus,
Hey,
seems
Kevin.
like Latu's really shown up a lot here the last couple of weeks. What have you felt from him lately?
Yeah, he has. I think we've seen it in practice in the games that it's slowly coming. And like I mentioned before, the conversation was him, just keep going. Just keep going. The opportunities will come. And he made a big play for us. He made some other chase tackles. I think he ran down a screen. He set the edge the week before, a flare screen. I mean, he's really evolved to where not only is he a rusher, who can rush the passer, but he's got really good football instincts. And his chase and run ability, his effort that he shows on tape, all those things are putting him in position to make some big plays for us.
James.
Gus, I feel like we haven't asked about Nick Cross a ton this season. Probably that's a good thing. What have you seen from him? I know he's a big question mark coming into the year, but just now, 12 weeks through the season.
Right. Well, I think in our system, our strong safety has got to be a guy that is comfortable being around the ball a lot. He's going to be very involved, not only in the run game, but also in the pass game. And we're going to ask a lot of him. And to do that, you've got to be able to trust him. And I think that's his biggest jump this year. We've always seen the athleticism and the ability, but he has gained the trust of everybody on the team and the defense and us as coaches. And so you see us, trying to put him in position more and more to make plays. And he had a lot of plays that he made in the game. So yeah, he's starting to see, there's what's that saying? See a little, see a lot. I think that's where he's at right now. He's really dialed in. He's really focused, and he's playing at a pretty high level for us.
JJ.
Gus, what have you seen out of Drake May this year? He's had some games where it looks like he's had success throwing it, he's had success running it, even if maybe the wins haven't been there for him.
Sure. We just watched a tape, 50, 60 play reel where just his ability to extend plays, make plays, and then his ability to run. He's got a lot of yards rushing. One of the coaches made a stat. I think he's got more rushing yards or has gained more rushing yards than any quarterback as far as scrambling ability. So he can make plays. I've really I got a chance to get to know Drake just with the draft process with my son going through it last year, and they worked a lot together. So his personality, he's a guy that has no fear. He's very accurate. He, can make plays on the run. I think he's really gotten better and better and more comfortable week after week in the system. So, I mean, his accuracy, there's a reason why he was taken high, right? He's got good poise. Nothing seems to bother him. He extends plays, can make plays on the run. And, I think he's getting better with each game. So we expect to see a really good version of him.
You're talking about getting to know him as Carter went through the process too. Like, how does that no fear mentality that he has, how does that keep him dangerous, even if maybe the Patriots aren't winning a ton of games
Sure.
at this point?
I think his ability, like you see some of his big plays, even the Miami game, right? Their first touchdown. He gets out of the pocket, it's long yardage situation. His eyes are looking downfield, makes a big play, and they end up scoring a touchdown on it. So I think he just has that ability. And on the run, he's pretty accurate. And, he's just, I've got a lot of respect for him, and I think his game will only get better and better. I think, probably teams that have played him in their division for the first time compared to the second time seeing him, probably would say the same thing because that's what shows up on tape.
Nate.
Hey Gus, how do you think Dio's kind of handling things this year? It seems like his versatility has been probably pretty important for you guys with some of the injuries at different spots. So how do you think he's kind of stepped up in these weeks?
Yeah, yeah, we're very grateful for him because we play him at the end spot. We play him inside. He's got high football IQ, really good instincts. So, a big man like that playing on the edge gives you some different options. So, yeah, he's, truly could be a left end without a doubt. And, the ability to rush inside, but he's tough, he's physical, and, plays extremely hard. 2 weeks ago, that play that he made against the Jets, right? It was a critical time and he chased down a screen. So he's showing up in multiple ways for us.
Jack.
Gus, with all that you said about Drake May, are there still things that when you face a rookie quarterback that you can inherently do as a defense or need to do against a rookie?
Yeah, I think, Chap, that's a good call. You watch on tape, see how teams are playing them. They do a lot of quick game, quite a bit of quick game, some RPOs, some, bootlegs, get them on the move some. But I think, his ability to be accurate and get the ball out of his hands and try to establish the run game. But he is, you're right, he is a first-year player. But I do see the poise of a guy that's had some games under his belt. Like it doesn't phase him much, some of the things he sees. If he does get pressure, he'll come back the next play and make a great throw. So, I think we'll learn a little bit on the run while playing him because of the number of plays that are on tape.
Thanks, Gus.
Steven?
Hey Gus, regarding Kenny Moore, one of the things that some of the young guys have said is that he just has an incredible football IQ, and he sees stuff. When you guys watch film, he'll see it before it even unfolds. Can you tell me just kind of what you've learned about that? And then secondly, also his toughness for a guy his size, the way he plays and tackles, it seems pretty impressive.
Boy, you're right. I think, when you have him in meetings and now that he's been in the system, there might be a couple plays I pull up and say, all right, hey, Kenny, look at this play, put yourself in this coverage. And he's already nodding and way ahead of the game, and he just sense it, boy. And, he'll take it from the meeting room. And then you might, in the middle of the series, that we're playing, we're practicing, throw it in there, and he does it exactly how it should look. He's just one of those guys that his football IQ, and you don't have to tell him twice. You don't have to show him 10 plays. You just have to show one play and he understands it. So that part of it, yeah, really count on him. And he's really a steady force for that group. And then his toughness, he is. I mean, he's not like he's 220-pound big nickel out there, but he sure plays like it. He'll be in the box and he'll have to play inside a wing, and his physicality shows up. So, that toughness that he brings to the DB group is something I think they all appreciate, as we do as coaches.
Does it? I mean, that takes like fearlessness, I guess, right? I mean, that's not everybody has that in the NFL to a degree, but I mean, is there something that sets him apart in that
Yeah,
regard?
I think that sometimes, everybody you ask to do it in the nickels I've been a part of, hey, we're going to ask you to do this. You got to play the next available, and this power is going to get noisy in there. And, you might get a couple of guys roll their eyes a little bit, but they'll do it, where Kenny doesn't even flinch. He just knows that comes with the part of being a nickel. And it doesn't matter. I mean, he's going to have to do those things that maybe where it gets a little noisy. And he just doesn't blink. He doesn't blink. So, that's one where you can spend your time. All right, show him a few things, and then you're on to coaching other guys because he does have a pretty good understanding.
5'9" linebacker, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He really plays like a big nickel, even though he's has the coverage skills of a quicker nickel.
Okay.
All right, we'll wrap it up here with Nate.
Hey Gus, you guys handled the Lions' passing attack pretty well, but it just seemed like they often would find those guys in the middle of the field on third down. Just from your estimation, what kind of was the issue just with some of those guys being open in the middle of the field?
Yeah, I think, to explain it, just to give you an idea, that they were really successful on third down. I mean, their percentage, and when I say successful, I say they're big plays. Teams would play, quite a bit of man coverage on them. And a number of their explosive plays came on runaway routes and crossers and things where, it's 3rd and 5, and that turned into a 50-yard gain or a 60-yard gain. And so we were very aware of that to try to limit explosive plays on third down. And, they did a good job. They had an audible system where they could, check to see if you were in man, if you were in zone, if they could run the ball. And we had a system, too, that felt like, we could check in and out of things. And there was a couple there where we felt like, I think you saw it, the quarterback was up under center. It was like a 3rd and 8 in a high red zone, and they ran the ball. And, it just happened quick. We missed the check, and I should have known better, too, to put the check with me on it at that time. The other one, I think it was at like the 45-yard line. We ended up stopping him, but they kicked a field goal. On that one, we busted a coverage. We were supposed to play tighter to the shallow cross, and we missed that one. Otherwise, I felt like we'd have been pretty tight on that too. But they're very challenging offensively on third down because of all the things they've done. They've been together for a couple of years now. And so, yeah, there was a couple of them where we were trying to take the deep away. We felt like we could plant and break and keep them underneath the yardage to where they'd have to punt it. And, we just we weren't clean enough on a couple of those.